Sweep it? Steam it? Why use multiple tools to clean up daily messes? Modernize your mopping with the Shark Steam Pickup 3-in-1. Pick up debris, deep scrub, and steam sanitize all at once. Break down and remove tough, stuck-on stains. And enjoy peace of mind with powerful, water-only steam sanitization.
27,000 orders placed today, because if you check out what Elizabeth is doing, there was fruity cereal on the floor and the milk. And instead of trying to pick up the fruity cereal and separate it from the milk with your fingers or a towel, it's all going at once. If you look at this, that is coffee grinds and coffee. So it is your dry and your wet all getting picked up. There's flour right here, and even though we've just killed bacteria off the floors and mopped them to perfection, we can still use that same mop and pick up all the flour. Why? Because of Shark. So join me over here, because this is their latest technology. We'd love to hear from you if you own anything similar from the previous versions, because QVC has never been able to show you this new find. And Shark happens to be the #1 vacuum brand in the United States. So now we can do our wet cleaning and our dry cleaning all at once. Think about snow and the salt comes in and the nasty boot marks are all over the hard floors. Perfect mop for that. I had 5 colors last night when we launched this at the stroke of midnight. I expected to come down here and show you some over there and some over there. We're down to 2. And they're getting limited, and the value disappears at the end of the day. So do you want paprika? It is exclusive to QVC. It's got this beautiful, like, dark, shiny, metallic cinnamon color to it. Only 1,500 to go around. By the way, you get an extra brush roll here at QVC. I'll go over the full value in a minute, but that's important. And this is never gonna get that nasty mold on it or look funky. That's why we love this particular wet mop so much, because it stays nice and fresh, even though it's getting all the funk off the floor. Then this one is your navy, also exclusive to QVC, and very, very popular all day. I have fewer than 3,800, but if thousands of orders come in for navy, that one will be gone. And it's got this beautiful, rich navy to it. Now, normally at retail, you get the steam pickup with 1 brush roll. At QVC, we're providing 2, so if one is dirty and you cleaned it and it's drying, you've got another one ready to go, because spills happen all the time, regardless of who's in the house and what our age is, right? Now, the total value should be $217. That's not our price. We are paying $145 today. That's saving you over $72. We are the only store that can do this discount, and when we did the math, we have the lowest price we could find. Nobody else can offer you a $72 discount and throw in the extra brush roll with these exclusive colors like paprika and navy. So as you watch this thing tackle those floors, whether it's the cereal and the milk, or the wet mud and the dry dirt, or I really can't stress enough, I don't love winter because my house looks so gross in winter. Every day, even when we kick off our shoes at the back door, I still see the salt and the nasty shoe prints, and this would pick up the salt and clean those shoe prints, and Elizabeth, at the same time, killing bacteria. So if a toddler is crawling on those floors, or we want to have the 5-second rule in our very own house, we can do that.
Absolutely. I just want to give a visual too, Amy, right behind you. Here's a closet full of cleaning products. Vacuums, mops, dusters, you know, spray bottles, chemicals, all that. We can take the place of that today. Isn't that incredible?
Wow, that is incredible. Yeah. So less work for you, because if there's a mess, now I'm going to ask my team if we could really come in and see the physical objects. Thank you that Elizabeth is picking up.
Yeah, I love that.
Wait a minute, if you go up here, we're about to get Jimmy's and jelly. Or should I say the ice cream sundae?
And jelly. Jimmy's and jelly. I love it. So here's what we did, Amy. We said, okay, steam mops are great. We sold a lot of them here. 500,000 we've sold here at QVC alone. But you still have to sweep. Right? Okay. You have to get steam mops will get what I'm getting here. Now, maybe not as effortlessly because it's doing the scrubbing for me, but here's the difference. Every time that you go to steam mop your floor, you first have to get all the little crumbs up until now.
Look at that.
Isn't that amazing? Yeah.
And you're not hurting the vacuum. It was designed to take all this, and it doesn't get ucky inside. We'll talk about that.
Yeah.
Elizabeth, over 500 orders already placed in this show.
Oh, in this show?
This is it. We've got the 2 colors left, and paprika could sell out any minute. Navy's been popular all day, so that won't be far behind. I do just want to call out some of the colors that Elizabeth is going to demonstrate with are gone.
Oh, sorry.
It's no, don't be. It's just because we already have the demonstration set up. We weren't prepared to sell out of all the colors that we did.
I forgot I was even using this one.
It's okay.
So I will switch the blue in a second, but I do want to show everyone, like, so, okay, we did dry.
Yep.
We did sticky.
Yes.
We did just wet. And by the way, this is not a vacuum. There is no suction happening here. This is that rotating brush roll. Now, it's actually telling me right now that it's full. Isn't this cool? So right on top, we're going to show you a tour in just a sec. But if the lights are blinking, we even give you a little key right here. You don't even have to keep your booklet. This says I'm full. So let's empty it, okay?
All right.
So what you'll do is you'll bring it back to the home base. This is your tray that comes with it. You're going to pop off the top, just like so. Put it aside. And then here is the magic. This is the cool thing, Amy. Look at how the solids are in front. There's all my Jimmies. But the liquids are
It's like
separate.
you could remake your ice cream.
I know, right? No, thank you.
I know. Kidding, everybody.
Yeah, it's kidding. So you'll dump out the wet, and this is the reason why we do this, Amy, is because we found with a year's worth of research and development going into this that we needed to keep those 2 separate to make it easier to clean out.
So
now,
that this really stays fresher longer and doesn't get all the ick inside.
Exactly. Now, normally I would just rinse that
down
in the
sink.
Yeah, and we're showing you here how to do it. But this is how easy the cleanup is. It's kind of a 1, 2, 3. You take off the top, you take out the insides, dump it out, and then you can rinse. Now, you won't have to do this whole rinse thing every single time.
Okay.
All right? Let's say you're just doing your normal cleanup after every meal or however you want to do it in your kitchen. You won't really need to do all this, but I do recommend always switching out the brush roll and putting the dry one in. That way you have a fresh one on ready to go at all times.
Okay, I'm just going to grab my paprika out of the stand.
This one's sold out. Bye-bye.
Well, it's not even that. It's just we're so incredibly busy. We're winding down. This is almost the end of Sunday.
Yes.
And if you want this paprika color, I now have fewer than 1,400 to go around. You know, we've been taking thousands of orders, and this is it. If you watched a presentation earlier and thought, gosh, this would be perfect for our home, it's less work. We don't have to get the broom out and pick up all the dry. Or the worst is like when there's an accident and you got to get your hands in there to get all the big pieces out and then come back and steam mop. This does it all. Like, what is it that you're cleaning up right now?
Cake mix. If folks out there have been cleaning a lot, cooking a lot, baking this holiday season, think about how your kitchen looks when you're done with a day of baking, right? It's just a disaster. But dry stuff too. Here's the cool thing. You don't even have to think about what the mess is. You just grab your scrub. It's already. I would suggest keeping the water in it at all times, right? You've got them. I'm showing it under the high chair here because I just want you to see 2 things. Baby chair. No chemicals. And the other one is actually 3 things. Swivel is really good.
Oh, I like that.
Gets kind of low, not all the way flat, but pretty low. And you have those bright headlights.
I thought, which is why I chuckled, you were just going to say like baby chair.
Yeah,
period.
baby chair.
End of
Drop
sentence.
mic.
I appreciate the swivel. I appreciate the thinking now when the baby gets down and crawls around there, it's all disinfected. But that's where a lot of messes happen.
Yeah, it's so true. So again, wet, dry, back and forth. So, you know, here's what you were saying.
Yeah, it happens all winter long.
Muddy footprints, right? And these could be wet footprints. These were a little bit wet, but if you see underneath there, it's actually left a stain.
Elizabeth, can I ask too? Because that looks like a work boot, the texture of that sole.
Yeah.
Like my dad wore a work boot for years as a body and fender mechanic, and sometimes he would come home with like little rocks and stones, and they would fall out of the work boot. Could we pick up rocks and stones too?
Yeah, as long as they're small enough to like go inside the little container. Absolutely. Like small pieces of broken glass, you could totally pick up.
Okay.
Back to stuck-on messes. Here's a tip: if you have something that's really stuck on, go slow. See how slow I'm going here? And you just because you want the machine to work for you. So there's a rotating brush roll. As Amy mentioned, it's treated with an antimicrobial coating, which means it won't grow all the mold and mildew and get so stinky.
And you just wash those off.
Yeah, you can rinse them off, exactly. But the other great thing is, Amy, as I'm cleaning the floor, the brush roll's cleaning itself continuously.
That's crazy.
Isn't that cool? It's siphoning off the wet, it's siphoning off the solids, and it's cleaning itself. So here's why that's important. You ready?
Yes.
Come on over here with me. Look at the next mess.
Is that what I think it is?
Well, it's simulated.
It's yellow.
But in your house, it might not be simulated. If you've got a puppy, right, or an older cat, you know, accidents happen. So what I don't want to do is spread this over here.
Yes.
Right? So because we have that continuous clean, I don't have to worry about it. Once I go over it, and by the way,
and pause on that, because you just picked up my worst nightmare.
Right.
That was spaghetti. Granted, that was like a yellowy sauce versus red. But that's where, like, oh, what do I do? Use a whole roll of towel?
Right.
Or figure out how to get the noodle out, and then I still don't want to leave that sticky, dirty, stainable sauce on the floor. This got it all.
Got it all.
Like that.
And what I want to show you what I'm doing now is once I get done picking up any of the goopy messes, I just go over the whole floor. Okay? That's killing 99.9% of common household bacteria. It's getting rid of any other additional stickiness. Just making sure the floor is really nice and clean. Then when
spotless, I would say.
Spotless. We could eat off that floor. When you set it up, it stops. So that's a safety feature. And then, as I said before, you just want to put it in the base, and then you can clean it out, you know, either by dumping it, rinsing it. And I love having the second brush roll because, as we've been saying, there's always a fresh and clean one here ready for you.
We are busy. You know, at this point, 28,000 orders placed on the day. That's the navy that you're looking at. It continues to be very popular. And navy and paprika are all that we have left, both exclusive to QVC. Let me put up that value again, because maybe this was actually something you even thought about asking for Christmas, and then you got out of control with gifting for others, and you never quite got the gift that you so desire. A clean house, it makes you feel good, it makes you feel happy. And winter, it can be brutal on the whole cleaning. I get it. All the snow, all the wind brings things in. It's just easier to have a dirty house. So what should have been $217 is instead $145 today. And don't forget, there's free shipping and handling and a payment involved if you'd like to use the Easy Pay. The payment as little as $29 for a steam mop that you will have for life, because unlike other steam mops that can tend to get a little gross inside, Shark designed this so that doesn't happen. The brush roll constantly cleans itself. It's easy to clean the mop head. You fill it, by the way, with sink water, no fancy cleaner. It's because it gets so hot that it kills the bacteria. So whether you just want that spotless home, or you will have lots of visitors and you want them to see that spotless home, or you are caring for a family and you want the kids to have sanitized floors, you want the elders to have sanitized floors, this is such a great way to go. Now you're taking it to the staircase.
Isn't this a great idea?
Yes.
If you've got wood stairs, now this is only for your hard floors, so it's not going to be for your carpeted stairs, but it's great because it's compact, it's lightweight, about 7 pounds, and Amy, I think that in my house, I don't have wood stairs, I wish I did,
I do too.
But they're the dirtiest part of the house. So it stands to reason if my carpeted stairs are dirty, your hardwood stairs are dirty too. This will sanitize and clean those too.
I get it. You know, the thing about this too is I bet a lot of us loved having company over for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day and Hanukkah evenings. But then when they leave, did you see, oh, look at all those floor prints. And typically before you mopped up those floors, you always went to the broom closet first, right? Or to the dry vacuum first. And you got all the dirt and debris up because you didn't want to mop over it. Now you just get this out every time somebody leaves.
I mean, that is so brilliant. Archie said he had a party the other day, and when
he had
they
a
left,
big party. He invites our team here.
Yeah, that was so cool. All right, so let's do some different kinds of floorings, okay? Because I got some questions earlier, what kind of flooring? So sealed floors, so hardwood, vinyl, luxury planking, all that stuff, it's perfectly fine. Check your owner's manual if you have some weird delicate floor, right? But as long as it's a sealed floor, it should be fine. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn this on. Now what happens right when I turn it on, the button's here, I can choose between different levels. It starts steaming pretty quickly, really just a few seconds, but you wanna give that a second to permeate the brush roll. And then on a hardwood floor, I do recommend a low, maybe medium setting if you've got a lot of stuff. But look at this, even these little rolly beads, like this is your craft room, right?
Wow.
Look at how it's grabbing them with that brush roll.
What do you have at home that does this? We picked up all the dry beads and now we're steaming that marker right off the floor and sanitizing it.
And when you come to something sticky, once again, you just want to give it a little more time. So here's dried on, smeared on chocolate sauce. Okay, this could even be like finger paint from your kids. But I like chocolate because it's quite sticky, as we all know, right? So look at how it's not getting it on the very first go round. Well, that's because the steam has to permeate and break down the chocolate. But I just give it a few more seconds. Another tip in the booklet, which I like, is if you have an issue like here, there's a little bit of a crack, just go the other way. You can kind of go different ways. You get all the stuff. Yeah, I know people don't like to read their booklets, Amy, but I'm telling you, there's a lot of info.
Okay, I'm already thinking I should have gifted this to my sister because she hosted Christmas.
Oh boy.
And it's all coming back to me. There was an instance where a spinach dip went on the floor, and the older sister and the middle sister, I'm the middle, tried to help the younger sister by cleaning it up, but we used the wrong cleaner for her new floors, and she said, "Oh,
she freaked out.
Thank you, but no, thank you. Please don't use that one. I should have just brought this with me."
I know, right? Had you known? Had you only known?
Yes. So you're cleaning with water. Was the point of that
just
story?
Water. So this is wood. Going over to luxury vinyl planking, which a lot of people put this down because it's impervious to spills and things like that. But they say in the owner's manual, you know, be careful, whatever. This is safe on that.